The phrase "introduction to shark legends and fear" sets the stage for exploring the deep-rooted and often irrational fears surrounding sharks, a topic enriched by cultural narratives and media portrayal. This introduction acknowledges the dual nature of sharks as magnificent creatures of the ocean and as symbols of terror in public perception. At its core, this concept underscores how legendary tales and recurring themes, such as the infamous Jaws narrative, have greatly amplified the human fear of sharks. The significance of this notion lies in its ability to shape public emotion and policy towards shark conservation efforts, frequently swaying between fascination and fear. The critically acclaimed 1975 film Jaws by Steven Spielberg serves as a prime example, as it dramatically influenced how sharks were portrayed in media and perceived by the public. This cinematic masterpiece instigated a widespread fear of shark attacks, contributing to a stereotype of sharks as ruthless killers. Another example is the cultural myth of the shark god Dakwaka from Fijian mythology, where the shark is both protector and adversary, illustrating how such legends can both respect and fear these creatures. Supporters of shark conservation argue that these fears, while visceral, are largely unfounded given the statistical rarity of shark attacks on humans. They emphasize the ecological importance of sharks in maintaining ocean health and biodiversity. This viewpoint is echoed by many marine biologists who stress the need to overcome fear-driven misconceptions and focus on the benefits of shark preservation. However, challenges arise from deeply ingrained fears and sensationalized media narratives that bolster public apprehension and hinder conservation efforts. Controversies often surface around culling practices and shark tourism, where public safety concerns conflict with environmental preservation goals. Additionally, there are alternative perspectives on sharks, such as those of coastal communities who may view sharks as a real threat to livelihoods, thus adding complexity to the discourse. The exploration of shark legends and fear interconnects with broader conversations on wildlife conservation, cultural storytelling, and societal perceptions of danger. By diving into this topic, audiences can gain nuanced insights into why sharks evoke such strong emotional responses and how these perceptions can be transformed into a more balanced understanding of these vital marine predators. This foundation paves the way for discussing the impact of human activities on shark populations and the importance of reshaping our views to ensure their survival and protect ocean ecosystems. The cultural impact of the movie Jaws is a pivotal element in understanding the widespread fear and fascination surrounding sharks. Released in 1975, Jaws was not merely a blockbuster. It was a cinematic phenomenon that transformed public perception of sharks almost overnight. Directed by Steven Spielberg, the film depicted a great white shark terrorizing a small coastal town, embedding the image of sharks as fearsome, relentless predators in the public consciousness. The significance of this point lies in the film's ability to tap into primal fears and amplify them through a medium that reached a massive audience, forever altering how people perceive the ocean's top predators. Jaws' impact is evident in the surge of shark-related myths and misconceptions that followed its release. For instance, the movie significantly contributed to the portrayal of sharks as creatures that intentionally target humans, though statistically, such incidents are rare. This heightened perception of danger was reflected in a noticeable decline in beach tourism immediately after the film's release, illustrating how the movie influenced public behavior and understanding. Additionally, the film catalyzed a shark hunting craze, where sharks were hunted in large numbers due to fear and misunderstanding. Peter Benchley, the author of the novel Jaws, later expressed regret over the negative impact the story had on shark populations, advocating for their conservation and emphasizing their importance in marine ecosystems. Opinions supporting the idea that Jaws had a significant cultural impact often point to its role in shaping a genre of horror that uses real-world creatures to evoke fear, therefore bridging the gap between fiction and perceived reality. It also played a role in the development of summer blockbuster marketing strategies, underscoring how its influence extended beyond marine life perceptions to affect the film industry at large. However, the film's portrayal of sharks has been met with controversy and criticism. Many marine biologists and conservationists argue that Jaws perpetuated harmful stereotypes about sharks, leading to increased culling activities and a negative impact on marine biodiversity. Some audiences and critics suggest that Jaws should be viewed as a product of its time, with a narrative more reflective of human fear than of the animals themselves. In connecting to the broader topic, Jaws serves as a cultural touchstone for examining how media representations can magnify fears and myths, influencing public attitudes and actions. It also highlights the reciprocal relationship between storytelling and societal beliefs, demonstrating how legends, even cinematic ones, can reshape public understanding and, by extension, impact ecological realities. Historical accounts of shark attacks serve as a compelling lens through which to understand the deep-seated fear many people hold towards sharks. These accounts are documented instances where humans have been attacked by sharks, often resulting in injury or death. Such histories are instrumental in painting a vivid picture of the long-standing tension between humans and these apex predators, amplifying the fear and fascination that have led to legendary portrayals such as those seen in Jaws. The significance of historical shark attacks lies in their ability to shape public perception and fear of sharks. These narratives often gain sensational media coverage, which can distort reality and emphasize the danger sharks supposedly pose to humans. This is crucial to the broader topic of scary legends of Jaws and the fear people have with sharks, as it underscores why sharks have become such potent symbols of terror in popular culture. Two well-documented examples highlight this phenomenon. The first is the series of shark attacks that occurred along the Jersey Shore in 1916, which resulted in 4 deaths and gripped the nation with fear. The spate of attacks contributed significantly to the mythos of the man-eating shark and inspired Peter Benchley's novel Jaws, later adapted into Steven Spielberg's iconic film. Another example is the attack on Rodney Fox in 1963, who was severely injured by a great white shark while spearfishing in Australia. Fox's survival and subsequent advocacy for shark conservation have provided a more nuanced view of sharks, highlighting their ecological importance. Despite these gripping tales, there are challenges and controversies surrounding the portrayal of sharks as malevolent creatures. Opinions among marine biologists and conservationists suggest that the fear of sharks is largely overstated. They argue that shark attacks on humans are exceedingly rare and often a case of mistaken identity, as sharks do not typically see humans as prey. This perspective invites a reconsideration of how sharks are portrayed, urging a shift from fear to understanding and conservation. The concept of historical shark attacks connects deeply to other aspects of the main topic by influencing public attitudes towards shark conservation and marine ecosystems. While these dramatic stories feed into the fear and legends associated with sharks, they also provide opportunities to educate the public about the critical role sharks play in maintaining oceanic health. By confronting the myths and misconceptions perpetuated by historical accounts, we can foster a more balanced coexistence with these magnificent creatures. The psychological aspects of shark fear are crucial to understanding why these sea creatures evoke such intense fear and fascination. This fear, often called galleophobia, is not merely a result of direct encounters or factual risk, but is deeply rooted in psychological elements, including evolutionary instincts, media influence, and cognitive biases. At its core, galleophobia is a fear of the unknown and the unpredictable nature of the ocean and its inhabitants. Sharks, with their sleek, powerful build and mysterious underwater presence, aptly embody these fears. The significance of exploring the psychological factors of shark fear lies in demystifying why sharks, despite being responsible for relatively few human fatalities, continue to be perceived as a predominant threat. This perception has been significantly shaped by cultural representations, particularly those seen in movies like Jaws, which have exaggerated the danger posed by these creatures, embedding an exaggerated fear in the public consciousness. To illustrate these psychological aspects, consider the pervasive influence of media portrayals. Films such as Jaws have created a lasting image of sharks as man-eating predators. This portrayal contributes to a societal fear that is disproportionate to the statistical risk of shark attacks, demonstrating the media's power to shape public perception and heighten anxiety. Another example is the cognitive bias known as the availability heuristic, where people assess the likelihood of events based on their ability to recall examples. Highly publicized shark attacks, albeit rare, are more memorable and thus lead individuals to overestimate their frequency. Opinions supporting this idea highlighted how fear of sharks has more to do with psychological impressions than objective danger. Experts assert that understanding these fears can promote more rational and informed attitudes towards shark conservation, shifting the narrative from fear on to appreciation. However, this topic is not without controversy. Some argue that media and entertainment should not bear full responsibility for these fears, suggesting that evolutionary psychology plays a more significant role, where humans naturally fear predators in unknown environments for survival. Furthermore, this focus on fear can overshadow important conservation efforts, leading to misconceptions about shark behavior and their ecological importance. The psychological dimensions of shark fear interconnect with other topics like conservation, media studies, and human behavior. Understanding these fears could transform our approach to reducing unnecessary panic and promoting the preservation of shark species. As we delve into other aspects of the legend of Jaws and shark fear, these psychological insights invite a more profound reflection on how fear is constructed and how it impacts our relationship with the natural world.